It is always great to see our friend Misti Fry from Springfield Sidekick Dog Training and Miss Sylvia.
Yes.
Hi, Miss Baby.
Look at her sitting all pretty.
I know, she does got her paws.
She's like, I'm prim and proper.
She is prim and proper.
That's right.
Did I ever tell you that Sylvia was my great-grandmother's name?
I don't know. I don't think you did. That's awesome.
It was my great-grandmother, and I loved her. And I love the name Sylvia.
That's great. Yeah, she's named after the first Bond girl. Sylvia Trench.
Okay.
Maybe my Gigi was named after her.
Maybe so. Sean is after Sean Connery.
Oh.
And Sylvia is the first Bond girl, so.
There you go.
Perfect.
And it's just going to be 007 from there.
That's right.
Well, Misti, we love seeing you. We love seeing Sylvia and Sean when he comes. But today we're talking to you about the bond that dogs have, not just with adults, but with kids.
Right, right.
And you have a great story about your dad as well.
Yeah, so when I was little, my dad never let us have a dog. And he grew up on a farm. He said, nope, dogs are not allowed inside. We lived, on the south side of town in Springfield, and we didn't have a fence, and can't have a dog. Well, I think I was in high school, and he finally let us get a puppy. And so that was our first dog that we had. and he was a great dog. His name was Sebastian. He was a husky. So yeah, and then now Dad's retired, and he found a rescue dog, and he takes that dog everywhere with him. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious. They go fishing together. She rides in the truck with him, all that stuff. So he's changed his mind. We had to really struggle when we were younger. Can we get another dog? Can we, so I think that's why I keep so many dogs now, is because I wasn't allowed to have them when I tell my dad it's his fault.
Yeah, you did this.
I wasn't allowed to have dogs.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that. You were a young adult in high school, but still kind of a kid. Mm-hmm. So why is it important maybe for kids to have that exposure to dogs and owning a dog and claiming it as its own and responsibility?
Yeah, it teaches them responsibility. So my job when we got that puppy was to potty train it. So, and we did some obedience school and that kind of stuff, and my mom took the dog to classes. But yeah, I had to potty train, and it was my job to feed in the morning and all that kind of stuff. So that taught me responsibility as far as, I'm taking care of another being here. So, but then also training-wise, I think the kids should also be involved in that, and really just get the dog to listen to everybody in the family. Because sometimes I'll go into families, look at the family dynamic, and the small child is a little afraid of the dog because it's, jumping on them, nipping them, all that kind of stuff. So there's a couple things I've done with kids to teach them how to, get control of the dog, but it's a fun game. Because you know how kids move fast? Mm-hmm. They run and then the dogs chase. Mm-hmm. So we play this game where the kids have treats, or depending on how old they are and how safe they feel about feeding the dog treats, because sometimes dogs are hard.
Yeah.
So I'll give them like a Tupperware lid, and they can put a treat on it, so the dog doesn't have to put their mouth on their hands.
Right.
Or have the adult move with the child and feed the dog. So, or they can throw treats too. Oh. But they have the dog sit, and a lot of times I'll tell them to do like a stop sign hand for the kids. And there's this one little girl, it was so cute. They had this big giant Bernedoodle, and she was about this tall, and the dog was about the same height as her. So we're running, and she stops, and she's like, sit, and the dog slams its bottom on the ground, and then she gives it a treat. And so it becomes this game, and what the dog learns is when kids stop moving, I put my bottom on the ground.
Yeah.
And so you can have a dog under control with kids being crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I love that.
That is so fun.
Yeah.
So, I know you like big dogs. I have small dogs. She has big dogs. Is it a good thing to maybe incorporate the dog if you have small children? Kind of have a little, getting to know each other session beforehand? Because I know some dogs don't like children being aggressive with them.
Exactly.
Because some kids don't know what they're doing.
Right. Yeah.
And they're being a little bit too handsy, and then it could, scare the dog.
You've got to teach your kids how to appropriately interact with the dogs too. So, and that's another thing I cover in private lessons with families is, and it's funny because the kids won't listen to the parents, but if I tell them what they need to do, they listen to the teacher.
Yeah.
So, same with husbands and wives sometimes.
Literally, just that third party, that neutral third party.
Right.
Somebody else needs to say it.
Yeah, but coaching the kids, and then also giving them, because if they can control the dog in little ways, then it gives them more confidence to be around the dog. Because sometimes those bigger puppies can really pummel the little kids. And the
Yeah.
nipping and all that stuff, you know. So you end up with a kid that's afraid of their own dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what is the best way for our viewers that might have, you know, a new dog to the family or, you know, a new baby to the family and incorporating that and getting everyone comfortable with each other? What's the best way for them to contact you?
Contact me, just give me a call, or check the Facebook page or send us an email, that kind of stuff. But as far as like what a parent should do is include the kid in everything. And if you have to back them up a little bit, like, you know, you stand behind the child while the child tells them to do something and then require the dog to do it. You know, you can get them working together. And then that way that builds confidence with the kid and a sense of responsibility too, because they have a dog that they care about that is on their team.
Yeah.
And Misti, the note you sent, I loved what you said about, I'm glad dogs are part of the family now. They're not just on a leash outside or in the doghouse.
Yep.
I'm so glad because it's life-changing to have that companionship
It is.
with the dog.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad it's a billion-dollar industry because I spoil my babies too.
Yes.
I contribute to that
I
industry.
contribute. Give Misti Fry a call, Springfield Sidekick Dog Training. She can help you with your babies and lots of other stuff.
Yes. Thank you,
Thank you,
Misti.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to be talking tailgating and how you can make it the best experience either at the stadium or at your home right after this.